Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, coming to you from Carson City at the Nevada Builders Alliance. We're joined by Mike Lawton. He is the Senior Economic Analyst for the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Carson Valley, it's your place for the good times. Carson Valley.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, coming to you from the Nevada Builders Alliance building in Carson City, about a week ahead of the start of our legislative coverage. And we are delighted for this first showdown here to have Mike Lawton here. He is the Senior Economic Analyst for the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Pleasure to have you back, sir.
Thanks for having me, Sam. Always a pleasure to be here.
You're a short timer.
Yes, this will be my last show with you as an employee of the Nevada Gaming Control Board. I retire in I think it's 16 days, and gonna take the summer off and then look to do something different down the road.
You know, all of us in the media are going to be really missing you, and I'm not going to let you go. So just to let you know that.
Okay.
All right, so let's talk business here. Baccarat, our old friend.
You want to lead off with Baccarat?
I'd love to lead off with Baccarat because that's such the craziest thing.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of, it's been the narrative for so long. It's been the narrative of my career. I dealt it, I supervised it, now I seem to talk about it every month. So it's a volatile game because of a couple different factors. There's only 20 resorts on the Strip that offer it. 300 games. It's played by a select group of customers, not hundreds of thousands. We're talking thousands. They're allowed to wager 6 figures a hand, and that creates this volatility year over year. You don't know when those players are going to come. They might come. They came this January. I don't know if they're going to come next January, and I don't know how they're going to perform. Is the game going to run lucky for the house, or is it going to run lucky for the players? And that's how you have these huge swings. Case in point, calendar year 24, or calendar year 23, excuse me, Baccarat set an all-time record for, or set the third highest win total ever for Baccarat, 1.5 billion. It was up 28%. It accounted for nearly half of the increase in calendar year 23. So everyone was popping the champagne because it was a great year. And in the back of my mind, I'm saying, okay, that's great, but that's going to mean calendar year 2024, huge challenges on the comparison side. And what happened? Calendar year 24, Baccarat didn't deliver quite as well. It was down about 6% or $94 million. And it's the exact reason why the strip was down for the calendar year. So you just never know. It's very unpredictable. It's very volatile. And it's something we have to pay attention to every month.
Okay, so for all the legislators and their staffs who are watching this show, building the budget with Baccarat in mind, it always scares me when I see that number included.
Yeah, what we do, obviously, when we do our forecasting, it's a very conservative methodology. We assume, after talking to our licensees, number one, how's the Baccarat business looking? And we ask that in terms of play. Is the play there? Mike, the play is there. The play is going to be there. So then what we do is we'll look at 5-6 year average of hold. We'll apply that, and that's what we anticipate to receive. And if it comes in on average, great. If it comes in higher, great. If it comes in lower, we missed. But that's the only way to do it. If you expect Baccarat to hold 19-20% every month, you're gonna be disappointed because it might not happen.
Are there any Kerry Packers left? This was a guy that back in the day, going back, 25, 30 years, that he could make or break a quarter for a corporation. Are there any guys like him anymore?
Not that I'm aware of. I know there's several players that play to probably, Kerry Packer was back when I was around, so that's a long time ago when I was dealing the game. The amount of wagers that he played, people are betting larger amounts now.
Really?
So, yeah. Well, I'm shocked at how much they're allowed to bet now compared to back when I was dealing the game. So yeah, but he was King Kong. I don't know if there's a King Kong now, but there's players that play to a higher level. But of course, you're 25 years away from when Mr. Packer was playing at the Mirage.
Sports. How much of a difference has this made to Nevada gaming, and did this surprise you of the growth of it?
Yeah, I think it did. The city has evolved so much over the last several years. Obviously T-Mobile, Allegiant, I'm going to throw in the Sphere, absolute game changers. They brought the Knights, they brought the Raiders. Most importantly, probably
they brought the Eagles.
they did bring the Eagles. I was thinking football for a second. Yeah, they bring these events that the city could never host. Of course, the cherry on top of the sundae being the Super Bowl in 2024. So it's been a game changer in terms of driving visitation, driving gaming activity on the Strip, and across town. I think Tom Reeg from Caesars has mentioned that these events and these whatever concerts, they brought in another level of play that has really taken gaming revenue to another level. Am I surprised? Yes. And I think the complex that's been developed with this greatest venue on the planet that Vegas has become, it can't be replicated anywhere when you have the gaming, the sports, and the entertainment all in this one package, all within 5 square miles of each other. It's really the greatest show on earth,
to say the least. The Sphere is such a phenomenal product. Paul Steelman, the architect who we interviewed recently, was saying that now every property across the world is going to have to incorporate some of the ideas from the Sphere into their product. So they do 5,000 seats per movie showing, and they do, I think, 5 showings a day for the movie. But then they can do 17,500, I believe it is, for concerts. That's just a phenomenal amount of people. And it's a different audience, and the pricing that people are willing to pay, including yours truly, a special occasion
for the Eagles.
I mean it's mind-blowing when you think that years ago the best seats for Cirque du Soleil were $300 for a couple. Now that's not even getting you in the door. That allows you to be in the back row with some peanuts.
I have not been fortunate enough to go to a show at the Sphere. The Sphere is a non-gaming entity,
right?
So we don't see what kind of numbers they do. I will tell you anecdotally, we've been told that the Sphere is having an impact on some of the gaming LET collections that we're responsible for. Yeah, at the end of the day, it all goes to the same pot, right? It all goes to the state general fund.
So live entertainment.
Yeah, live. There's a gaming component, there's a non-gaming component, and the gaming component it's suffering a little bit. And there's several reasons why. You know, you lost Adele, you lost Garth, you lost the Mirage, but you know, on another contributing factor is the Sphere, because to your point, how fantastic it is, the types of shows that they offer and the draw that it's having. Overall, it's good for the city. But from my point of view as a fiscal analyst of gaming live entertainment collections, it is impacting us a little bit.
Does it make it incredibly difficult for you to do the analysis and comparisons when you have a Super Bowl? Obviously, the next year you're not going to have a Super Bowl, and there were so many events in that one year. Doesn't that make it tough? And the Wall Street analysts look at this, and they want those numbers to still be out there.
I will tell you, in our forecast model, we had forecasted FY25 to come in lower than FY24 in terms of gaming revenue and percentage fee tax collections. And obviously, to your point, a lot of it is because you're not going to replicate some of the things that we saw in 2024, especially the Super Bowl. I was just at a meeting last week with the governor. It was not just me and the governor, but multiple people, and we were talking about, you know, this next March we're going to release February's gaming results, and I told them to expect a decrease. And Governor Lombardo looked at me and goes, "Boy, you're a real genius for that assumption." So yeah, it's baked into our numbers. We don't expect 25 to beat 24, but that's okay because we figured it's going to come in at a decrease. I don't think it's going to be too terribly a negative effect on our forecast because it's baked in. We have a little bit of a cushion right now. We're up slightly, about $40 million, which we didn't forecast to be, so we're up. The strip's down a little bit, but it's being offset by some of the Las Vegas locals markets that are driving the growth that we're seeing right now. We're up about 0.5% or just a little over $40 million. But we have a little cushion, so I'm hoping February 2025, when it does come in, it's not too detrimental to our models.
One of the things that I never thought I'd see, and I know you can't talk about specific properties, but downtown Las Vegas, the revival of that and the growth of that, I mean, it is becoming its own and it has become its own entity.
We used to joke when I worked in Las Vegas at the board, because the board office was right by downtown, and we would just say it's never gonna be what it was. And sure enough, it is. It just it's one of the markets that set an all-time record in calendar year 2024 over 23, and it's doing gangbusters business. Really happy to see downtown's revival and all the good things that are happening down there. Obviously, Mr. Stevens, what he's developed. Boyd Group has invested some money. El Cortez has invested some money. The Hawaiian business is strong, our understanding. So it's a market that we kind of we count on for growth, to be quite honest.
The locals market in Las Vegas, and again, not bringing up specific properties, but I think anybody who does a little research can figure it out. There's a lot of room for growth in the Las Vegas locals market.
Yeah, I'm glad we're talking about it, because I come on this show and it's strip. Calendar year 24, the growth was all because of the balance of Clark County. It was up 11% or $182 million. It benefited obviously from the Durango. No one has to be a genius to figure that out. Those comparisons are going to get tougher moving forward because it's been annualized. But yeah, the Las Vegas locals market is the third, actually the balance of Clark County specifically, which is the largest of the locals markets. It's the third largest market in the state. It accounts for 12% of the gross gaming revenue in the state. So it's very, very important. It's benefiting from a Nevada economy that's healthy. We have record levels of jobs and employment. New people are moving into Nevada, not just in Clark County, but higher disposable income, higher net worth, and that's great for these local casinos to cater to these customers, and that's what we're seeing. And it's really not hurting any other markets. It's just an area that was underserved, and it's really, really taken off.
One of the things that has struck me in conversation with people is that so many people are moving to Las Vegas of means. They're coming from California and other places. They're paying cash in a lot of cases for their homes. And they're not, they don't have that old mindset of, well, we don't go to the Strip. They're going to the Strip for all the things that you've been talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, to be able to live there, and the weather's great, play golf, see shows, go to dinners with that disposable income, higher net income, and it's spreading out throughout, the whole town, is benefiting from that kind of growth. And I would put Washoe County in the same boat. That's a hybrid market. There is this domestic, leisure traveler that comes to Reno, but there's also that local component that's driving that business as well.
All right, let's take a break and we'll talk more about that when we come back after this timeout.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes. And on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with a short timer, Mike Lawton. He's currently the Senior Economic Analyst for the Nevada Gaming Control Board and is going to retire here this month. And we are all going to be sad to lose you in that position, but we're going to keep you.
Okay.
You're going to keep coming back. I'm insisting upon it. All right. Your fans insist upon it. Okay, we were talking about Washoe County.
Yes.
So in talking to property owners, because it's still a market where you can actually talk to the property owners. They tell me it's a limited market, that you're basically moving players around. How do you see it from your perspective?
I like what I see out of Washoe County. So when I look at Washoe County, I take Reno, Sparks, and then they have a balance of county as well. I don't like to include North Shore Lake Tahoe just because the capacity's been so diminished over the years, and hopefully what's being planned there does get developed. But when you look at those three markets combined, they did $1 billion this year. They were up 1.3%, about $13.5 million. Not earth-shattering numbers, but that market's done $1 billion in GGR 3 years in a row. That's that 3-year stretch is the second highest stretch in that market's history. It's only behind 99, 2000, and 2001. 24 came in just slightly below the all-time peak before Indian Gaming hit. The all-time peak was in 2000. It's only down 6.5% or $70 million. So they're not far off of the all-time high, and I don't think maybe we ever thought it would, but it's getting close. So the market's, again, benefiting from leisure travel, domestic leisure travel. It's a hybrid market. The local economy in Reno, as you know, is doing very well. Record levels of employment, high-income owners moving in the area, and they visit those casinos as well. So I'm happy with what we're seeing down there. It's a good market, and I will say this: it's another market that I anticipate growth. Not not explosive, but keep chugging along.
Well, when you look at, there's two major players in the market that are looking at massive expansions. Obviously, it's been very publicly announced about the $1 billion investment at Grand Sierra with an arena there for basketball and other things that will go into there. I'm presuming that that's going to lift the whole market because everybody's going to need to compete to keep up with that. And then you've got this massive land bank that Jeff Jacobs has built in there and has completely redone what was the Sands into the J Resort. And so why are people investing this kind of money if they don't think the same way you do that there's going to be growth there?
And what have we been talking about? What does maybe Washoe County not have that maybe the Strip does? These venues that can offer events and entertainment, sports, concerts that other locations can't. And if this gets developed, that could definitely, the formula's there. It's going to bring visitation. People are going to travel there to see the shows, to see the teams play. And, it might not be as exponential of what we've seen on the Strip, but it's going to be additive.
Well, the other part is that, when you have a company like Caesars owning the Row in downtown Reno, they have the power to be able to say to entertainers, management, if you want to play Caesars Palace, and I'm just making this up, if you want to play Caesars Palace, we'd like you to throw in a date for Northern Nevada as well. That's not going to hurt to try. That's not going to, Well, and Tahoe, South Shore, seems to be doing, well, it seems to flip. But overall, it seems to be growing.
It's my problem child. I'm always rooting for it. Tillman Fertitta's there. He's remodeling every inch of the Golden Nugget property, so we're expecting some lift from that. Obviously, Harrah's and Harvey's are the giants of that market and are pretty stable.
And they've got that new convention center that's been in the last couple of years.
Tahoe Blue, the Night Monsters. My understanding that's been a positive for people coming to town and having things to do there entertainment-wise during the off-peak seasons. So the market has potential. It hasn't quite delivered yet, but again, I like what's being developed there.
And from a marketing perspective, when Indian Gaming was attacking with full force, I kept thinking to myself, all of these resorts in California are gaming resorts, but none of them have Lake Tahoe. So I think that's a big draw. Let's take another break and we'll be right back.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
Here on 7 at 7, we're bringing you the local headlines in just 7 minutes.
We've got you covered in the morning, evening, and for all breaking news, in between, and as it happens.
Life is busy, and we don't waste your time. Join us for local news now streaming on our YouTube page.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Mike Lawton. He is the Senior Economic Analyst for the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Formula One. Some people very happy, others not so happy outside of the circuit. Your thoughts for the state?
The industry was very upfront for the 24 race, the second race, letting us know, hey, look, it's not going to be as good as 2023. In their opinion, it wasn't going to come in as strong. And they were right. Gaming win was down on the strip 4%. Slot win was down 2.7%. Baccarat was down 18%. Occupancy was down. ADRs were down. Passenger flights were down. So we were told that was going to happen, so we weren't surprised. In all fairness, for 2024's race, 2023 was a monster. It was up 23% year over year for the strip. At the time, it was the strip's second highest total gaming win of all time. So it was a tough comparison. When I look at F1, and I know it was disruptive, and my understanding is the second year's race wasn't as disruptive. November isn't the greatest month for gaming revenue historically. But pre-pandemic, it hit $1 billion one time, and that was back in 2006. The weekend before the race, the weekend of the race, which was before Thanksgiving, slow weekend. So it's been additive. It's been positive. It's a good event for Nevada. It's good exposure for the strip. It needs to be broadened. They're working on that. I think, you want to have this event be beneficial for more than a select group of hotels on the strip, and they're working through that. But I'd rather have it than not, from a perspective of gaming activity, that it generates.
And I would say, A, they have a Netflix special, and B, to understand how to make NFR, or how to make F1 work the same way that NFR has worked, which is you spread it out and have events that you don't actually have to go to the race to be a part of it. We're out of time. I hate that, but that just means you got to come back soon.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for
and
having me.
Congratulations
Thank
on a
you very
wonderful
much. I appreciate
career,
it.
and have a great retirement, and then get back to work.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
It's a good time to eat. It's a good time to play.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good time's a Tamarack.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers, and thanks to our friends at the Nevada Builders Alliance for their location here for our tapings in Carson City. We'll see you on the next broadcast.